Next up is the ESPN Daily. Good morning. Good evening. Good evening. Over the weekend, a woman caught a tuna that weighed 907 pounds with an estimated auction value of up to $2 million. Damn. Over the weekend, I caught a neighbor's dog relieving itself on my Amazon package. Some people have all the luck. Here's your ESPN Daily. Listen up. College football ponders its 2020 season. While professional leagues around the country are getting back to playing games, college football leaders are still trying to figure out the best way to proceed this fall, or if they should at all. Some schools and conferences have opted to cancel fall sports altogether, while others have announced they're limiting games to in-conference opponents. And there are some Power 5 conferences, such as the SEC, which have yet to make a decision. On today's episode of the ESPN Daily Podcast, Heather Dinnick walks Pablo Torre through the gamut of options, including the scenario of a spring 2021 season. Then Emily Applegate, former employee of the Washington Redskins, discusses her experiences within the organization after she and 14 other women came forward with allegations of sexual harassment in a report published last week by the Washington Post. Very conveniently, at this time, when the Redskins are in the news and doing such things as finally giving in to the petty, ridiculous calls for them to change their name, they gave in, they capitulated, they laid down, and let themselves get stomped. And now they are primed for other people to come along and keep on stomping. And that's exactly what's happening. Who won the weekend? A tale of two quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, 1, Lamar Jackson, 0. When it comes to quality of weekend, the Clemson quarterback fared far better than the reigning NFL MVP. Lawrence got engaged to his longtime girlfriend inside Memorial Stadium. Meanwhile, Jackson had his wisdom teeth pulled. Even a Baton Rouge, Louisiana newscaster's decision to use Lawrence's blissful moment to remind viewers of his college football playoff loss at the hands of Joe Burrow and LSU couldn't level the playing field here. Okay. While Lawrence and Jackson were at two ends of the weekend spectrum, there was also a lot of middle-of-the-road stuff, too, like an Antetokounmpo brothers' birthday surprise, the Mavs playing pickleball, and Marcus Smart and Enes Kanter of the Boston Celtics throwing down in the Coronado Springs pool. Have I mentioned that I love the NBA bubble? Blah, blah. Things to care about. Embrace the MLB sprint. Imagine if we woke up on July 23rd of a typical season with every MLB team tied for first place. We would view it as a chaotic ride to the finish line in which every game matters. That's where we will be when Max Scherzer takes the mound as the Washington Nationals host the New York Yankees on Thursday night on ESPN. At long last, baseball is only 4 days away. Sure, it's going to look strange with no fans in the stands. There will be about 75 different fake crowd reactions to make it sound similar, though. As silly as that is, it's preferable to silence. But it will be real, live, meaningful baseball. From the most exciting young players to the most exciting showdowns, here are the storylines to get hyped for in the next 60-game season since the Boston Red Stockings won the National League in 1878. Storylines to get hyped for in the first 60-game season since the Boston Red Stockings won the National League in 1878 with a 41-19 record. I got momentarily confused. While I have you here, it feels like an appropriate time to share the bets our MLB experts would make and the long shots they would take for the 2020 season. I'm also going to hit you with a fantasy baseball sign-up link and some pertinent fantasy baseball draft prep? Fantasy baseball draft prep, because it's never cool to show up unprepared. You can thank me later. What we lose when we can't boo the Astros. Fuck you. When it comes to baseball, booing is part of the game, especially on opening day. Fans boo unwelcome change. They boo players for insulting their cities in off-season radio interviews. They boo players for demanding trades. They boo management for trading away star players. They boo owners and executives who reward their off-season hope with opening day despair. No matter the reason, fans boo fervently to show loyalty to their clubhouse of choice. The causes of these protests aren't all righteous and could in many instances be deemed petty, but in some ways the boo is all a fan has. It's an incredible act of peaceful disruption, one of the few ways a fan can express their disgust with the sometimes repugnant acts in question without having to boycott the entire sport. The fans of 2020 were prepared to boo with a vengeance, and the collective Houston Astros organization was their target of choice. The Astros would have had to endure 2 opening days of deafening boos, first at home and then in Anaheim at the rival Angels opener. The game in Anaheim might have had the loudest pregame boos in modern baseball history, as thousands of vengeful Dodgers and Yankees fans even bought blocks of tickets to join in the antics. But the coronavirus panic robbed them of that joy, and that, Sam Miller argues, is a shame. Things to watch. Mahomes getting fancy with it. I saw that video. What can't Patrick Mahomes do? That was a rhetorical question. We've seen the Chiefs quarterback break out a plethora of fancy throws in games, including, but not limited to, the no-look pass, the left-handed toss, and the sidearm throw. But as of yet, his bag of tricks has not included the highly touted behind-the-back pass. If this video is indicative of anything, that could be changing this season. Yep. Just another reminder of how all that talk of his deal, meaning that Dak should get more money, just does not hold water. Because, yeah, Dak can throw on the run. That was one of the good things about him, but, that's about it. Overheard. Every summer, it's a different name for me. This summer is Skinny Mellow. There's Hoodie Mellow, USA Mellow. There's so many different mellows out there. But at the end of the day, I'm me. Carmelo Anthony on his new nickname. Skinny Mellow? Okay. Remember when? Xbox, ESPN, NFL 2K5, the one football game you must have. Sega. On this date in 2004, arguably the greatest NFL video game of all time was released. ESPN NFL 2K5. Sure, Madden, NFL Blitz, NFL Street, Tecmo Super Bowl, and Mutant League Football are cool, but NFL 2K5 still reigns supreme in my totally unbiased opinion. Remember the first-person game mode? Of course you do. Time to break out the old PS2. I have a PS2. Until next time, remember, call me a petty Washington Nationals fan, but I feel like it would be within the realm of reason to ask MLB to tailor the manufactured crowd noise to incorporate some tasteful, ear-splitting boos for every Astros game. Just to keep it realistic. They could even let fans submit recordings of themselves booing fervently for a price, with the proceeds going to a good cause. Too much? This has been your ESPN Daily from Monday, July 20th, 2020. Some sports fans are so obnoxious.